Welcome, Final Fantasy Randomizer and Link Awakening DXR fans to the race 2 between RacesWild and Two Swords Dawn in the From Colint to Corneria co-op tournament. My name is Fabian Hawk. With me at the booth today is Hate the 13th with our tracker duo of Mr. Ibis and Wildham.
Good evening, everyone. We are going to be getting off to the races here right quick. I was a little bit late dropping the gate because I had forgotten commands, apparently. This is going to be a pretty good one. I have been, I've played a few of these, FFR with LADX via Archipelago. I haven't seen the tournaments, though, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how these will play out. On the on the LADX side, the goal is any 6 instruments, and then you can go and wake up the windfish, doom the island. Spoilers for, how old that game is. On the FFR side, we've got a 32 shard hunt with short Topher. Additionally, we have a Force Slot 1 and Force Slot 4, a Melee Forced and a Mage Forced. And it looks like we got a little bit of variance on the parties. Davian, why don't you go over the blessings right quick?
Well, starting off, we've got that Forced Black Belt, Quips Shirts, plus 20 Strength, minus 10 MDef, still broken. We got that variance there with the Thief versus the Fighter on either side. The Thief having plus 20 hit points, plus equips Axe, but negative 1 MDef per level. Well, that's survivable, but it's mostly for the runs. As for the Fighter, we have a protection from death, poison, and time. Plus 10 luck, so extra runaway chances, but no bracelets, which for a fighter is more or less irrelevant. As far as the caster duo, it looks like they've both gone with the red mage as well as the force black. The red mage coming with plus 800 gold, most valuable given magic is expensive. Promo access to fighter armor, and then a native 10 strength, so secondary melee character the red mage is not. As far as the black mage, plus 20% hit, hurts undead, and no fast, which I'd say the no fast is pretty painful.
And we are off to the races, and I rolled merciful and gave them level 1 fade.
Crap. And neither one of them took the white mage, but hey, the red mage can have that, so...
Yeah, it's slot 3. It's a safe slot for him. I mean, the races are probably pretty happy about that. Me, well, I am not a good person. I kind of like watching the racers suffer a little bit.
We have not seen what is on the field for the enemies. Oop, we got a for sale item in Canaria shop, 5,000 gold.
A pretty cheap, easy find there. Now, the thing with the Archipelago client, or with the Archipelago setup, you can sell whatever you get the money, buy the AP item, and reset, and suddenly you have your money back and whatever items. It's real nice for being able to do that. It's kind of like the co-op, except you don't have the delay on the reset.
Speaking of the Archipelago, that was an AP item in the bottom left chest of Toph.
Yeah, we don't have any of the clients up right now, so we can't tell specifically what they are. I could go look at the logs, but I'd also have a 10-minute view into the future, and that's kind of a pain.
Yeah, the tracker is being updated by our tracker combo, so we are at least seeing what it is on the tracker, but I personally do not know the item list for that game, so I cannot say for certain what was what.
Alright, another couple of AP items. You know what, I'm gonna see about bringing up a log so I can find out what some of those things are.
The crown was evidently one of them.
Alright, that's pretty good there. Oh, and it looks like one of the items that came out pretty quickly from, well, actually, I'm not sure if that's come up yet. I'm going to stop saying things because I don't want to spoil anything.
There is a delay on the racers, so what we are seeing is in the past. Thankfully, that makes cursing them by commentator words less likely, but hey, it can always happen.
Yes. Okay, yeah, no, it looks like that one did come out. So the Pegasus boots came out real quick from Terran's gift in Mabe Village. Topher bottom left was a shard, and we have sent a key, or a small key to Key Cavern from the king, and the crown was the princess.
Yeah, 3 more AP items coming out of Matoya's closet for Draun. Meanwhile, Asher actually got wiped by a party of giants and mucks, it looked like.
Oh.
Or whatever those pink stupid things are.
Criminals, yes. Either way, things you kind of don't want to see things happen. Or, oh god, Gerwolves have Blaze. That's...
See, you didn't make it an easy seed.
All right,
Fade was something they needed.
yes, it is. All right, and the ship came out pretty early as well. That's kind of nice to see.
It would be nice to have the insight from some of the race rooms going on, but it's best that what they say does not get synced, because they are probably cursing you right now.
If all goes well, yes.
Hey, cremate! That's what the creeps had that wiped him.
Oh, all right, yeah, let's see some early AoE things. Great. Meanwhile, Odron going, taking out the pirates. Let's see what Bicky gives.
Item.
Bicky sent a small key to Turtle Rock.
More keys, more access to more places. More access to more places gets more items.
Yo, dog, we heard you liked keys. Have some more. Get all the keys. You don't get functional items, you just get the keys.
Yeah, there's life 2 at level 2 white. Unfortunately, although life magic is enabled in battle, it is life 1, so that is recovery out of battle, not recovery in.
Still, that's actually really nice to see, especially for Asherin with the fighter, because, that's night learnable life.
Indeedly do. And fire 3, so now that black mage actually has some sweeper action of its own.
Aside from Ice 2, which it's technically a sweeper. Now, as for the things that are actually being shared, we have shards, gold consumables, and legendary, rare, and caster items that are all being sent across. So there's a lot of detritus in the pool. Some of it including some of the detritus not entirely trash, like 45,000 gold. Some of it is, oh hey, look, here is your 10 gold chest.
That fun of diluting the relatively small item pool of Final Fantasy with the massive item pool of Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Plus the randomizer's ability to insert even more things into that pool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of running Archipelago matches and games, just because it's just so interesting and it's so much fun just watching and seeing what other people get for you and what you have for in other people's world.
Odoron checking the magic, finding fast at level 4 black, which is red learnable. The black mage cannot get that, but the red mage makes up for it. And there's also Cure 4 at level 3 Elfland white.
Oh, that's pretty nice to see, because depending on the slot, I didn't see which slot it was in.
Slot 1.
Oh yeah, that's night learnable as well.
Well, looks like Odoron's going to go ahead and go through the marsh, get some items out of all the chests, and build up some experience on his party before trying to deal with that crown turn-in.
Meanwhile, 3 and 3 and TK Ninja both doing the, hey, look, there's an item here. I'm going to steal this. And they're going to take the death. They're going to get named or get called a thief. This is fine, though, because now they can take the what is 2,750 gold for 980 rupees. Yeah, no, that's just okay.
That's an interesting exchange rate.
Yeah, that's generally not anything that would be worth it. 3 and 3 decided to just slip it in his pocket when he walked out. This is fine. You didn't see anything, Mr. Shopkeep. As long as he doesn't go back in there, it will be fine. If he walks back in there, he gonna die.
Yeah, Scorpions was slow, just to troll you.
Oh, slow scorpions with slowing slow.
And they still can poison people.
Anything that comes in a large group like scorpions, lobsters, snakes, cobras, etc., that's just not what you're going to want to see here.
Well, Odoron in the Marsh Cave, coming out of Marsh Top to save. And meanwhile, Asheron out with that boat into the outer sea, checking the Cardia Isles treasury. Tons of AP items there, it seems.
Yeah, oops, all AP items. We've got almost all AP items.
Did get the herb out of that one as far as items usable for him. Otherwise, all items for his teammate. No doubt heading right back to Elflin to, Coral Sword. Not bad to see. Turn in that herb.
Oh boy, more scorpions going, we're just gonna keep...
Oh, they
my
have
God.
poison. That's,
Slow and damage poison. That's real nasty.
So they're not spiders, so it's not you imitating Danny. This is you doing your own thing.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with damage poison going out like that. All right, level 3 black. Well, zap at level 3 black. I mean, I've done really amazing things with the zap helmet, but having to cast it always feels real bad. Ooh, slot 4 and Viz 2 as well, which unfortunately is white locked. All right, got Zombie D's on the swamp tile, or on the marsh spike tile. That's actually pretty good to see, especially since you got a harm 3 bonk somewhere.
And Fade and Fire 3, so...
Yeah. Zombies, they're amazingly flammable.
Yeah, picking up a pro ring there. That's excellent to see.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Unfortunately, it won't do anything about that horrible damage poison, but
Yeah, you say that as it happens. Somehow that red mage survived. And then it didn't.
Not so much anymore. Oh my goodness.
Hey, the good news is because the AP or Archipelago synchronized, all the items that were relevant to his teammate that got synced up stayed.
Yeah,
Now he
and
just needs to
anything
go back and get his stuff that he needs.
well, anything that was an AP item for himself as well, that also gets saved. So you don't have to worry about losing anything like that. Additionally, save
Ah,
on game over is set, so just to make that a doubly moot point.
in that case, he's just diving in to get the chest he didn't get, like the top right chest.
Yeah. With excuse me, with AP, if you don't have any key items specified and you have everything shared, it turns into an oops all loose hunt. So
The
you
best
kind of want to
kind of
make sure you
hunt.
get everything. Yeah.
Asher finding that pack of creeps and and ogres again, running away, thankfully.
No burning, no burning.
On his way down to the marsh cave to find the scorpions as well. Yeah, of course, not having the key, those bottom chests at the bottom of marsh are not really available, so he's not going to bother.
Yeah, marsh locked, still locked away. And it looks like one of those chests in marsh was the tail for Draun. So he is going to have the ability to promote as soon as he actually gets the canal.
So the question is, does he choose to promote? Because he has that fatty black belt. And the loot, evidently, from his teammate.
Oh, hey, and it looks like we've got shuffled Astos somewhere, because we got an Invis 2 weapon from Astos without a fight.
The friendly Dark Elf King.
Or actually, now that I'm realizing it said you got an item, but there is one thing with Astos. He will sometimes have an AP item, and excuse me, it'll say something else because I'm not sure exactly why it happens like that. Looks like Astos actually gave the rod.
A stick of power either way.
Yeah. Yeah, you could get an Invis 2 item. No, instead you're going to get a crowbar. Have fun.
And then cremated. Because the wolves have it too.
All the early game stuff with the AoE. I kind of like it.
If there's a nuke on the river system, I will laugh.
Oh, the dream.
Nuke Caribs.
Honestly, though, I think it would be better to have nuke lobsters. Because I'm not a good person in the least.
I could see it.
Yeah, chain +5 armor. That's pretty good to see, though.
Yeah, stack it on that red mage for survivability's sake.
Oh, God. And the Gerwolves have thunder, too.
These wolf packs are more dangerous than anything out of World War II.
Blaze, thunder, everything is pain.
Oh, and nice. They have, or the Sahags have hold. They're just trolls.
Yeah.
Sea trolls.
The trolliest and not trolls that ever trolled a troll. Wait. TK Ninja having to deal with these little suit, those little suit beasts. I can never remember what they're actually called, but
Did
God,
I just say
hated
some
those things.
text that said something about a floater on TK Ninja's side?
I think
Yes,
you
I did. That is the floater for Odoron and TK Ninja.
Yeah, from the 3 of a kind chest in Tail Cave. That is.
Oh, great. Sahags have hold and rub. What have you done to these men?
I put Astos at Bahamut. That's what I've done. Unfortunately, Astos was made of paper today, it seems like, but that is promotion for Asherin.
Gonna take advantage of the big baddie that is his fighter getting promoted tonight, get access to more magic, and he can always just put a ribbon on the master. But
Or could just
interesting,
put the master on the
Odoron is
ground.
going to promote, it looks like, instead of going to get the airship ahead of time.
He could be going to hit up ordeals as well, because
True.
Speedboat does make ordeals access just about the same as it would be, except you don't have to do the walk.
Very true.
Yeah. Nope, it looks like he is heading down to promote. I'm wondering if they're thinking about doing a dirt nap for those black belts.
Gonna get the almost all AP items. Gets the non-AP item first this time.
Let's see, of all of the stuff in Cardia, there was a shovel set that was kind of useful. That came from the 6th chest, the herb from Cardia 9, a shard from Cardia 7, and then a gel trap.
And interesting thing, Odoron rated and did not promote. He is going black belt.
Okay, that also does make sense, because going into Bahamut's Horde, that's 13 chests, all in a really close proximity. That's a lot of checks.
Indeed. Asher with the promotion going back through getting those spells from the early game magic shops for his now promoted knight. Won't be able to get charges on those just yet. Meanwhile, Odoron actually not going to get that floater turn in. It looks like he's just going around the seas. Very risky knowing what we know about what's on the sea. Hey, level 5 nuke.
Yeah, and level 5 Brack.
The
Being
best
said,
place to see it if we want them to have pain in getting there.
Ooh, gold
plus
Cheerios plus
5.
5. Wow.
And with the good transaction rates that they've been getting from their teammates, actually got the money for it.
Yeah, you can get money really early in Archipelago games, just because there are some chests out there that are 65,000 gold to be sent on over to you.
So Sardaron does have the rod in hand, so he can go down and raid the many chests, the desperate locations these chests are, but the chests in Earth.
Also, for the LADX watchers out there, I will also fully apologize. I don't know nearly as much about LADXR as I would like, but we weren't able to find anybody to jump in the booth with us tonight who is more well versed with LADX. So if anybody out there is interested in potentially commentating these, join the FFR Discord. We can get you all set up and get that all figured out so we can make sure that these races are covered better from both sides.
Lodron is in Earth checking these bottom chests on Earth 1 as Ashrin is going back into Marsh. Did he not already come here, or is he going down to Marsh Locked if he has the key all of a sudden, maybe?
I do not know.
Or he might be going to the zombie D's to try and grind. I don't think he would this early, but hey, who knows?
And Wildham, our wonderful tracker, pointing out that he wiped out halfway, so that would do it.
Fair enough. Always appreciating our great duo of trackers today.
DK Ninja turning in the room to the old lady. She's saying, "Hey, you can have this fishing hook." Ma'am, that's a key. That's not a fishing hook.
I mean, technically, if it's shaped correctly and it's small enough, you might be able to do it. You can get
Yeah.
fish to bite on anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, how effective it would be as a fishing hook, that's a different beast.
I mean, if Link wanted to go noodling, all you need is your arm. The weirdest form of fishing on Earth.
And it looks like wow. Oh, I saw a ribbon pop up on TK Ninja's screen. That was because the FFR player sent the ribbon over to, Othron sent the ribbon over to TK Ninja. And unfortunately, whilst I'm used to seeing ribbon and going, "Oh, awesome ribbon," in LADX's instance, it's a trade-in item. It just, it makes a pretty dog. It doesn't do anything nearly as useful as the FFR ribbon. And 3 and 3, unfortunately, taking a death to that Armos Knight there. Means he's not going to be seeing the cat tonight.
Our first look at Dwarf Cave items. 2 more items in the pool picked up. Just a proximity play by Ashrin, not having the TNT, the key, or the adamant to turn in.
So just as a note here, FFR player sent Feather to LADX player, Dwarf Cave 2. FFR player sent Ocarina to LADX player, Dwarf Cave 1.
I do believe that means Dwarf Cave was very valuable.
Yeah, Dwarf Cave was kind of stacked.
Should have gone to the Ray Dwarf. Yeah, TK Ninja using that ribbon to correct effect, making a very happy chain chomp.
And getting 10,000 gold for Draun. And then also finding, I did not remember what it was. I saw him pick something up. Oh, Maydrod, that's what it was. If you listen closely, you can actually hear the gears in my brain clicking and grinding until they suddenly snap into place. Three and three blowing up that statue, and in his impatience also making Link do possibly lewd things to it. Link's a pervert.
All I know is there's a get laid percent or speed run in what was it? The second most recent Zelda game. Very funny speed run. Am I seeing two casters down and a nearly dead black belt on the Odoron side?
Yes, you are. And that's not a nearly. Oh, hi, toxic vampire. Sky's gonna be real fun. Oh, I see. Othron's also only level 6. That could do it.
Really wishes he had gotten the ribbon at that point.
Yeah.
And he decides, I'm gonna go elsewhere.
Hey, look, literally anything else to do.
He's got the chime in hand. If there is the Northwest Docks enabled, that means he could get into another place that has that vampire in quantity.
No, tonight the only changes we have for this are early open progression and the Bahamut Guardia dock.
Fair enough. Can't give them too much fun.
I'm wondering if Odron doesn't remember he's got the floater, doesn't know he's got the floater.
Well,
Or
here's a
maybe
good place
he's
to
just going to
check.
go turn it in right now. He doesn't have the canoe.
Ah, he can't get there because, again, we do not have the dock for that.
Yeah, that would do it.
It's logical.
So it was a tease of a floater.
Poison
high
damage
poison.
scorpions.
Oh, man.
Thank goodness for Speedboat, because that would otherwise be an incredibly more painful wipe. And Blaze Gerwolf's taking out his opponent Ashrin down to just the Knight, who does have life gas if... Oh wait, he's not level 15 or above, so he does not have life gas.
Yeah, I believe he's at level 8.
That makes sense. He's just going to continue on and hope he can get more done before he gets wiped, and then essentially just have a quick reset out to continue the dive.
Yeah. Now, this is one problem that can arise within Archipelago for Final Fantasy Randomizer, is you're just in such a rush to get all the checks done, you might not stop to kill anything. Thus resulting in the, all right, I'm diving this dungeon. I'm level 4. Oh god, what is going on? Why does everything hurt? Sometimes with these, you actually have to stop and make a few kills before you start doing more checks.
Yeah, quick check there with level 6 Temper on the black spells. Quake as well and Ice 3, but those are Black Mage only. Post promotion at Black Wizard, I believe.
Oh yes, and I also just now realized that both TK Ninja and 3 and 3 had already lost Cat because they had gone for the stealing from the shopkeep and suffered the result of it, thus being branded the thief instead of whatever name they had chosen before, and losing the cat picture. And for those who are unfamiliar, the cat is a reward that you get if you beat LADX or LADXR without dying at all. At the end of the credits, you get a picture of the cat.
It's a prestige item.
Three and 3 making the ocarina check and getting excuse me. My god, I have already forgotten what it was. I saw it, and my brain just went, that's an item, and blinked. Oh, it was a secret seashell. That's what it was. Once again, if you listen closely, you can hear the clicking and grinding of the gears in my brain.
Your brain is processing at hump day speeds.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Odoron going to dwarves, gonna get those quick checks, gonna make his teammate very happy. If he can get past the Blaze Gerwolves, which he cannot. And he is back at Crescent. Another wipe all the way across the map.
Ugh. Yeah, these wolves are a bit gatekeepy.
Just about every other pack is a gatekeeping pack at this point.
That's true, that's true. Like, honestly, at this point, I would say just maybe go the Peninsula of Power, see if you can get some kills there. You won't run into the Gerwolves, at least, there.
This time Odoron making the save right after getting off the dock and running straight in.
Now, the thing is, he already had picked these up. So those were already sent over to his teammate. Or at least I think he had. I could be entirely misremembering.
One of the racers had, whether it was Odoron or Assurin, I have no idea. All I know is more Gerwolves and Thunder gets the kill. Because of course they also have Thunder.
Yeah, more Gerwolves, more pain.
Those Gerwolves are actually Tempest Starwolves.
What would that make all the gels Rimuru or Rimuru clones?
Can replicate small bits of himself as tiny slimes.
Yeah.
Actually propagated an entire network of surveillance across the continent by doing so.
All right, Odron, making the Hall of Giants check. Please, God, give me something I can kill. Honestly, at this point, were I in his shoes, I would take these images. You've got a harm bonk, you've got fade, you've got fire. Just kill. Just get some kills. Get some XP. Get yourself to level 10. Something, anything.
Mages that miss their hits, that's not horrible either, but it's a low quantity item, and he's just going to say no. Oop, we got the crystal turn-in over on Ashura's side.
And let me see what that turned into.
It's
Matoya, hook shot.
Ooh, his teammate is now very happy.
Ah. Also in Matoya's cave, the the second chest was a sword. Bow Wow was in the third chest, and the ship was in the first chest.
Sadly, not the canoe, which is what they are very much hoping for. It will unlock everything in the water, as well as a few things like ordeals, which obviously they have not been able to get to just yet, not having that canoe.
Yeah.
At this point, I think Odoron has the better of the two parties, just having that thief to try and run away from all these very horrifying early packs.
All right, taking these nightmares, I can understand. You've got ice, which is their weakness. You've got fade, which, they don't resist. They're decent XP, and they're just right there.
And it's on a safe location by going up and down from that one bottom floor, or basically bottom tile in that room. There's no off-tile encounters, so he will only face these nightmares as much as he wants to take the grind.
Yeah. Now, if he plans on trying to grind his black belt on them, that's a little bit of a different beast, because they are always real evasive.
They need to be fast so they can slip in and out of your dreams.
Mm-hmm. But that level 1 on Ace 2 is actually doing some pretty decent work on him.
Those are some cheap houses. 429 gold for houses and 16 gold for pures? Jeeps.
Wow.
You know, I think menuing for these erasers and Final Fantasy randomizers is fast, but oh my word, are the Zelda speedrunners are just stupid fast. Quick
Yeah.
menus.
Yeah, well, especially since they have so much more menuing that has to be done. Because they want to change whatever is in their A or B slot, they have to go to the menu to do it, and
But
they don't. But
for better or worse, Odoron got the kill on the vampire and didn't see anything bad from him. Also, for some reason, decided to reset out instead of continuing on. I mean, at his low levels, going to fight Lich might not have been the best idea, but he's gonna have to dive all the way. Oh wait, no, this is a shard hunt. My apologies. Liches only were 2 shards. Who cares?
that being said, there are the 10 chests below, or the 8 chests below that he missed out on, as well as the spike tiles down there, and he lost the XP that he had picked up from killing those nightmares before. With these flags, there's almost no reason to actually reset out, because if you want to get back out quickly, you just go find something to kill you.
It's
And
a
that way
very
you
good
also
point.
save the XP.
And I was totally forgetting about the armory floor.
Yep.
And our tracker Wildham mentioning that the canoe has been spotted. I don't know if it's been spotted on stream, but I know it has been spotted so far.
Looks like there was a hint for it, and it is at 3 Stalfo's chest and Catfish's maw.
Ooh, very big. Assuran finding EXPs and taking it happily.
I don't hate the play. I mean, we call them EXPs for a reason. Yeah, level 11, it's, not the greatest, but it's better than being single digit.
It's closer and closer to getting those very precious life casts on that knight. One of the premium reasons to upgrade that character to promote the team. They weren't promoting because of the fighter armor on the red mage, that's for sure.
I do have to say, one of the things I absolutely love about LAD, or LADX, I should say, but Link's Awakening. Fun fact: Link's Awakening was the very first game I ever purchased for myself on the Game Boy, the original one. It was broken as all get out, and it was so much fun. Anywho, there's just so many references, so much crossover stuff. I love it. Like, I remember way back when I was a wee one, back in my age, I would play through Link's Awakening, and before I got the sword, I would flip my way to level 8 and pick up the fire rod. So I'd be walking around fire rod like, I don't need a sword, I'm fine.
That is a katana +2 that has been discovered. It is completely useless.
At least for Asher, and it is. It's, it's still money.
Ooh, Odoron is waiting at the water dock. Did his teammate just pick up the canoe for him, or is he just hoping?
It's probably in the area to have it picked up. Draun, you're stepping foot in danger area. Please, save. If you're going to get off, actually, if you're going to go anywhere, save.
And he is heading back to the other side of the ocean.
All right. Oh, it's death Sahogs.
Both of the runners having nothing left to do other than dive Earth, it seems.
You do what you gotta do.
That's fun thing about the randomizers being split together, or being mixed together, those key progression items for either side can be hidden anywhere that can be gotten to.
All right, TK Ninja getting the key for Catfish's Maw, which that's, well, key for getting the canoe. And it looks like on Asheron's side, the lute today is being played by a guitar, whereas Odron has the lute as well, a lute.
I will be honest, growing up, I didn't immediately know what a lute was, and I was thinking it was a wind or like a woodwind instrument, like an ocarina. But no, it is a string instrument. It's one of those weird misconceptions I had as a kid, and now I know.
Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Wait.
Real American hero.
Yeah, knowing is half the battle. Extreme violence is the other half.
I've always wondered, and I've never looked it up. Oh, Blaze Wolves taking on Asher's party. I know that G.I. Joe was known as Action Man in England. Was the G.I. Joe cartoon ever shown there? And if so, was it renamed Action Man? I need to look that up at some point.
Yeah. All right, and here is the Stalfos that TK Ninja, well, a Stalfos, I guess that wasn't the right Stalfos, mea culpa. Turnstile rooms. Oh.
Puzzles be puzzles. It's something Zelda's known for.
Yeah. TK Ninja making fast work of the Stalfos. Chasing him down again, because Stalfos is a coward.
It's just a sack of bones and armor.
Yeah, but it's a big sack of armored bones.
Asheron down past the vampire, but down to the single one man standing. Gonna go ahead and grind. No? For a second I thought he was gonna go back and try and solo grind with this knight. I think at this point he's just indifferent as to what he's gonna do. Indecisive.
So Othron found a seafood party platter somewhere.
Nuke and glare.
Yeah. And fire 3. All right, sea snakes are doom.
So they don't want to have to ever go to sea, do they? Or the water floor in Toph, which thankfully they don't, because it's short Torfer.
Yep. Hey, there is the canoe from TK Ninja.
That is Odoron going, oh, thank God, and somewhere else as soon as possible.
Great. I'm going to go literally anywhere else. This place sucks. Or maybe he's going to go back in and try.
Well, that would have had to have been a spike tile, and he can avoid it, so... Maybe Lich doesn't have pain. I mean, technically, if you front load all of the horrible scripts onto enemies that you would see in the early game, you're less likely to see them late, right?
Well, technically, yeah.
TK Ninja, more bombs, more skeletons go boom.
Stonebeak for Tail Cave. And I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea where 3 and 3 is right now. Well, okay, never mind. He went back to his house.
You know, kids don't run with swords or knives unless you're Link.
Yeah,
then it's perfectly appropriate.
Yeah, in that case, just run with it. Who cares? Just go.
You see, Link's sword is like Thor's hammer. He just winds up and points it forward, and he gets just drawn behind it. He can't fly, but he can definitely go fast.
Yeah. All right, 3 and 3, ducking into level 1 Dale Cave now.
Oh, then the seafood party pack was on that bottom, or the Lich's bedroom 3-pack, and he walked straight back onto it. And does now have charges of nuke himself. Glance, there goes the nuke cast. Fire 3.
Yeah. All right, lobster. God, lobsters have slow as well. All right, Fade coming out, at least doing some damage, getting most of the packs swept away. Not quite enough. And getting the FFR special of, hey, look, you've killed almost everything. Time to run.
And this time, he's very happy either way. It would have been a juicy experience, but survival is value in and of itself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ashrin finding another pack that wipes out all but his fighter, or knight, who's only level 14, thus does not have charges for life 2.
Yeah.
Now get your comments in chat as to what Lich might have for us. Or for our runners, I should say. How about we have Lich with Lich 2's vanilla script?
If only. So just as a quick note here, I'm just looking up what some of the stuff was that came out of Earth Cave. There was an Excalibur in Earth Cave 18. Let me see here, and I lost track of where I was because everything else refreshed. My bad.
Oop, an Adamant just showed up for Assurin from his teammate. That is excellent to see. Another churn-in item as Lich is taken down by Odoron.
All right, 2 additional shards. Huzzah. And it looks like Odoron may have actually skipped over the 5 chests in Lich's armory, because I see no reference to them.
Was that Adamant in those chests, perhaps? Or... because that would very much suck for Odoron. Oh, Tracker Wildham saying, yes, the Adamant was in those chests.
Never mind, I actually see them now. Earth Cave 21 was the Adamant, Earth Cave 20 was the Black Shirt.
Okay, that is excellent. And of course, Ashrin, if that X-Cal rolled up, is going to be incredibly happy to have that. Oh, he's going to find the seafood party plaque, and he has a one-man standing, and he survived. That extra luck on that fighter doing him very much favors.
Yeah, no doubt.
And we have skyship action on the other side.
Huzzah to the air!
Yep, there it is. X-Cal +5. You're doing some favors with the equipment. +5 X-Cal, +3 runes, +5 bracelets. It's just everything else is very easily killing people, so...
you know, you gotta try and have some kind of a defense, but that X-Cal +5, oh, that's real nice to see.
That is a weapon that will be used, unlike the katana, and is just as, if not more, juicy, because the only thing that does not suffer from all that elemental bonus damage is chaos.
At least in the boss pool. There are a couple of other non-boss monsters, but really most things have some kind of a weakness or are some type of a enemy.
Fair enough. And that was over almost 600 damage, I think, on that first attack from that knight. Only level 14 after that level from the fight, and already swinging beastly damage against Lich.
Yeah, the bonus elemental damage when topped with an X-Cal, especially an X-Cal +5, is just... it's so hard. Like, it's so hard to beat that.
Ashrin getting away from Earth Cave, trying to get away from these shadows, as his opponent Odoron is in Ice Cave. Do the racers get a vanilla eye tile? Or French vanilla, even.
With luck, it'll be a vanilla-ish eye tile, except it'll be a phantom instead of an eye.
The better eye. For us as watchers.
Yeah. Alright, Ashrain going out into the party member store, picking his folks back up.
I do believe an Earth Elemental just, oh, never mind. It looked for a second like it was a character stoned on Odoron's side for some reason. I might have just been mistaken.
And there's the katana for Draun.
I do not believe he is going to choose to promote, even if he can use that.
Honestly, at this point, it might be easier to just roll with the thief and Dan the black belt, because that way you don't have to worry about trying to find a grind for the black belt. You just grind as you go, because you're opening up a lot of chests.
This is very true. Frostworth Pack, the first wolves not to have some broken spells.
That we know of.
And what does the smithy provide? We shall find out. And Ash completely just ignoring the Hooray Dwarf. Just leaving them to suffer wordlessly.
Yep. And it looks like Smithy McBeardsmith said, "Hey, thanks for the adamant. Here's $600.
Raw materials aren't as valuable as the finished goods.
Yep.
And that is the TNT from picked up and given to Odoron, so he now has 2 checks to get in that dwarf cave when he goes back there.
Well, he's I think Odoron's actually already done the Smith. Or I could be misremembering.
And saving the steps to the staircase, just exiting out, and Ice Cave is done.
Alright, and it looks like Ice Cave Major was medicine sent on over to the LADX player, sent on over to TA Ninja in this instance. There was some ice armor in Ice Cave. There was a seashell. And a defense sword came from Heart Piece of Shame in Koholint Prairie.
More evasion stacked spell or caster items. That's pretty nice to see.
Well, the items or the item magic is shuffled, so I'm not sure what that defense sword is.
Very true. The magic has changed. Interesting, Odoron not even bothering to take those 2 EXPs, just not juicy enough for him in the moment. Finding the red D on that trap tile, it's kind of evasive, a bit of a bait as far as a grind.
Honestly, though, at this point, if you're gonna go for a black belt, that's not a bad thing to grab. You can take it up to level 32 if you need to. You can walk around outside of the room in Volcano and burn the rest of your party members down.
That is the very much fun of Ice Cave as well as Volcano, having those tiles to grind down the hit points of your team.
And you can get to it at a safe tile by just, hitting that first tile in Volcano.
Ignoring the grind options as is, just going straight through and raiding the armory. It is one of the most chest-dense areas in the game.
Let's see, from the Volcano, we had Hibiscus was sent on over from the horrible hairpin. Or, 15 is a bad hairpin. That was a light axe that he picked up. Cabin, stick, necklace, a small key to color dungeon, opal armor, nightmare key to Eagle's Tower, a heart container, and a small key to Turtle Rock. Nothing much else of note in the Volcano.
Well, that's floor 1. We still have the Agama floor, which itself has some pretty good chests and 2 more trap tiles to check. Or is it only 1? I can't remember. I think it's 2.
No,
the top left and the bottom and the Agama check?
It is only one of them. The the spike tile that you run into right in front of or in the volcano armory proper is the same one that is going to be throughout the majority of Volcano.
I do remember that the room he was just in has the spike tile from the armory mega room.
Yeah, and that's the one that is also in the room that he's in right now. I believe that's the fire elemental tile in vanilla. But the Agama tile is also spottable in that first room. If instead of going to the side of the upper chest in the first room, if you go to the front of it, you'll run into the Agama.
Always learning about the randomizer. Hey, finally finding a silver shield, something that's not an item that is synced by the Archipelago.
Yeah, he's found a few other low-tier items, because, well, the low-tier items are not in the Archipelago pool, because otherwise, basically every chest turns into an AP item. And we've got, well, that's actually not a bad grind tile if you've got the right stuff for it.
Yeah, if they got that light axe, you've got harm, you've got fire, you've got fade. As long as these whiz mummies, and birds do not have anything brutal, they're pretty easy to wipe out. And if you get like 3 of those whiz mummies, that's still pretty juicy, even for a team grind.
All right, 4 of them right there. That's a pretty good chunk. Oh, and it looks like one of the shirts that he picked up was a Fire 3 shirt.
Well, that's excellent, especially if he happens to find the metal slime tile at some point.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Who knew that fire was effective against liquid metal entities?
Yeah, I know. And it looks like Asherin has decided, I'm going to take these mages, just get some XP on people. And level 18 for his knight, level 17 for the rest of the folks. It's not the best grind, but given that it's almost an hour in, it's a perfectly viable grind.
Especially when you're getting a 4-pack, not a single one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Odoron leaving that tile, going to check the red D chest because it makes sense to check it.
Yeah, Volcano Major. And I only got one of the Whiz Mummies there. It's not as great, or not as good a pack there, but Fire 3 is level 2. You got a Fire 3 shirt. You've got Harm Stick. You've got level 1 Fade. Just take it. Just get some XP.
You're not going to be using those fire charges against carry, and as long as your ice spells or other spells are not shared, then use the charges.
Yeah. And Frosty. Everybody just punch at it. Oh, well. Frosty goes rub and takes out Run.
And he now runs without Run, understandably so.
Meanwhile, TK Ninja doing the quote-unquote necklace turn-in and getting paid $50 for giving the mermaid back her top. And deciding to warp out because I don't want to take a risk on that mummy fight again. Not with the stuff I've got right now.
Indeed. Finding a red dragon loose, getting away from the red dragon happily, and about to face a snake lady.
Burning some cure fours rather than burning heal pots. I can get behind that.
If you're going to house up out of the fight, you might as well do it.
Yep, fight, fast, nuke. And Carrie's got sleep touch. Yeah, middling roll on that nuke, 132. Actually, no, there's no middling. That's just a low roll. 6 hits, 356 damage out of that thief, though.
Yep, with that sword equipped and fast on it, it's actually able to do pretty solid damage.
Yes, Carrie is, I believe, even as her first form, is classified as a mage type, so the rune sword does do some great damage. Quad Axe coming out, not quite landing yet, not down enough.
The power word was insufficient at the moment, but the fade got the kill.
Yeah, swing and a fade.
House is up, gets out of there. All of his charges that he used have been replenished.
Gonna go
And he is
turn in
going to
that
Dwarf
TNT.
Cave.
Yeah, turn in the TNT. Probably, well, he hasn't got the key, so he can't loot the place out yet.
Meanwhile, Assurin does have the key and is going to check Canaria locked.
Right, and it looks like Canaria. Oh, I just also checked. It looks like the Volcano Major item that Odron got was a ribbon. Not to be outdone though, Canaria 1 also a ribbon. Also, Canaria 4 is dragon armor.
Well, ain't that stacked for Assurin to find?
Yeah, and Canaria Major was gold leaf for the LADX player.
Looks like Odoron taking the use of the chime to get some good dense dungeon diving with the 2 floors in Mirage Tower. Relatively chest dense, but we know quite dangerous given what's here. Specifically, packs of vampires.
Angry, angry vampires.
Woohoo, Kabirs have Blizzard. How nice.
Meanwhile, 3 and 3 making short work of the slime eye. Look like killed it, just got a shard. You know, good to see, but not specifically anything you really are happy to find right now. Shard-wise, it looks like Ashran is at 16 of the 32 shards.
And Ashran, having the Oxyel in hand, has a few places he can go.
And Odron is at 15 of them right now.
I say he has a few places to go, but then I realize he has not gotten the canoe, so he is still not in the air.
Yeah.
With or without it, he still has a few checks. Gonna check the Northwest Castle lock, or the Toph locks.
Toph locked, yeah.
Likely gonna go Northwest Castle after this. Mistraville's in chat mentioning the power of hinting. Indeed, that is a function of the randomizer or Archipelago. You can get hints on certain item locations. And or hints built into each randomizer, which is nice to see when it's available.
Yeah, the hints built into FFR do not function with Archipelago, but the LADX ones, or the LADXR hints do function properly. It's because of, well, the difference in just how the systems are even built. LADX, you get a patch file from Archipelago's site in itself, so it can have that information baked in. With FFR, we generate our files directly on the website and then just send the YAML up for Archipelago to include it in the multi-world, so it doesn't have as tight integration.
I will nod and say you are most certainly right, as I do not know. I am technically capable of understanding, but actually contemplating it is like, I don't wanna. Meanwhile, Odoron finding some steak and wings, having left Mirage, and now finding more steak and wings as he is landing go-to ordeals. As Eshren is going towards Northwest Castle to check the 2 trap tiles and 3 chests.
Next time I restream one of these, I'm going to have to see about getting one of the players to put the text client on screen so we can see a little bit better in the delay time. And howdy to you, Pink Batman. Yeah. one of these days we're gonna have to get you in the booth with for one of these matches because we need somebody who has good deep knowledge of LADX to jump in the booth with us.
First tile found for Odoron, it turns out to be Zombie D's. Seen those before? Oh wait, no, that's not a tile, that is just a random encounter. Hasn't checked the trap tile yet on the multi-room or multi-pillar floor. Get your pillars in chat, by the way. Is it going to be first, second, third, or fourth?
Given how I was rolling seeds today, probably fourth.
Well, you did give Argoyle's mute touch.
That's just a fun one.
It was first.
Alright, so I guess I got the bad pillar luck all out of my own. Did a couple of test seeds for the fall league for myself, and oh my god, the ordeals I rolled were just horrible.
Meanwhile, as Odoron is kicking up all the ordeals chest, about to find what the final trap tile is there guarding the normal incentive location, Shurin is going down into Marsh, going to check Marsh locked. Really running out of places he can get without having access to the Ruby and or the canoe. It's the Wiz Mummy pack again.
And Merch Cave 13 was a Sun Sword.
At this point, it is a stick to wag at things, because I doubt he'll put it on the Red Mage if he could even equip it, and the X-Scal will stay on that knight forever. Unless we find the guaranteed Massa, which is in a chest hidden behind a war mech.
And that's a guaranteed endgame Massa, so that will be in Tove. And yeah, it will be war mech facing it. That being said, if they also find what would have been the normal Massa chest, it could be an AP item that's being guarded by Warmech.
How nice of him.
Yeah, it's kind of fun sometimes.
Odoron, out of ordeals, found the Phantom, said no, and ran away.
As is right and proper to do.
No reason to go back to the Cardi Isles. That Bahamut's Horde flag puts a linked chest for every single chest in the Cardi Isles in that horde behind Bahamut.
Yeah, that's what makes the Horde such a wonderful place to go. Just because there's the chests all right there. I want to say 13 of them, I think, or 12 of them. However many there are, all of them right there. One easy trip. Just have to make the walk down the long hallway.
Which normally is safe unless you do the fun thing and make it a dangerous place where you have dragons. All down that hallway. Including Tia 1.
That's fine. You just, you save before you go in. And then you just hope that you can run. And reset when you can't.
I will always consider it canon that Bahamut and Tia are divorced, and Tia is either living in the Sky Castle because she got it in the divorce, or is banished to the Hall.
En las dos. Tia and her twin sisters. Yeah, Tia and her TS. I get behind that.
Because each of her heads has an independent mind of its own. That's why Bahamut couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah. Please, just go, please. Asherin going, all right, something I need something. Where's the canoe? The canoe is what I'm needing. And actually, it looks like he did hint for the canoe about 5 minutes ago or so.
Shall be it. We appreciate it, and we always have to say thanks to the runners because it's their actions that we are talking about.
Indeed. If you like what you're seeing or if you're entertained by them, follow.
Schlooby. Pardon me if I can't really pronounce your name.
For some reason, the runner's command is not working.
And Odoron is going hunting for a grind, it looks like. Using these little outcroppings outside the desert to get encounters inside the desert, but being able to land there with the airship.
This is a good way to check the southwest corner of the desert.
Finding steak and wings off the hard reset, not bad. If they go down easy. Meanwhile, Shurin back in Earth Cave, going after those mages again. Ooh, T-Rex, blue stake found, second encounter, and it's reasonably quick.
Nice.
And it's thin. That is some very thin cut steak. I like where you're going with it, but
I do think calling the blue steak filet mignon, I could work because, you know, a good filet mignon, if it's, once again, if it's a good one, you know, having it served cold blue, just great. Then again, I'm also one of the people who it's like, if I've got a good cut of steak, my general instruction on how we'll cook it is think warm thoughts at it.
my thought is hit it with a hammer a few times, put it in a pan broil it. Just sear the top layers of the meat, and then let it just marinate in its juices under low heat.
That's more than warm thoughts.
Obviously, you want it rare. A well-cooked steak is okay sometimes, but a rare steak is just where it's at.
Mm-hmm. And us turning to food talk has inspired Mr. Ibis to want more steak after having some last night. Well, deal with it.
Well, all I know is I've normally often found myself after watching or commentating these races wanting nachos. We haven't seen any, so I'm not hungry for it.
Yeah, no, right? Well, we also haven't, done much on Red Continent, nor have we, made it up into Sky yet.
Well, by the time Odoron actually has access to the Oxy Ale and anything else to go back to Onrak or the Cube D in the Sky, he will be ready to punch his way through just about any nachos he might see.
Yeah, level 24 across most of his party right now. At this point, I think it would probably be safest to just kill off the rest of the party and just go for the black belt in itself. And Pink Batman pointing out that the bananas nor the pineapple have neither the bananas nor the pineapple have been found yet for either of the LADX runners. So, whilst we're thinking about steak, we don't have our desserts.
Fun fact, bananas are berries.
Yes.
They are also fruit, but they are also berries.
And another kind of odd fun fact, most cultures have the pineapple called something along the lines of ananas. Where English got pineapple, I don't even know, man.
Another fun pineapple fact. It used to be a status symbol to have pineapple, and at one point there were people who would lease out or loan out pineapples so that you could have a pineapple on display at your house for parties.
Also, in the same vein of, steaks, uh, if you take a pineapple, cut it into spears, cover it in cinnamon, toss it on the grill for a little bit, it tastes so delicious. You just want to let a little bit of the sugars in the pineapple caramelize, and it just tastes so good.
I know that works with normal apples, especially a sour green apple. I can imagine it working well with a pineapple.
Yeah, it's just so delicious. And with those, you want to eat them while they're still a little on the warm side. You want to let it cool down a little bit, but and it's I haven't had that all summer. And now I'm thinking I want to maybe pick up a pineapple next time I go to the grocery store. All right, and there is the Oxiel for Draun.
Will we see some carbonated bubbles? We did not get that in the race yesterday, which was sad, but we might see it today. There's plenty of chests, and bubbles is near one of them.
Remember, each mermaid carbonated provides enough carbonation for 2 full bottles of Bubble Soda Company soda.
A soda so carbonated that you'll float into the air.
Well, we're still working on that recipe.
The question is, would it be burp controlled or fart controlled? Are we going with the traditional Wonka or are we going with the Family Guy version?
That's why we're still trying to figure it out. Right now, it's not controlled. Oh, fire 3 sea snakes.
Gotta love that painful seafood party pack, and sea snakes not even need to be in the party pack to be there.
Yeah, they're just showing up and like, hey, you know what? We're going to set y'all on fire now. And then blaze. Sea snakes have got their elements all kinds of confused tonight.
And Cure 4.
4. All right, well then. And slow. Oh my god.
You have done them dirty.
What hell hath I wrought? I love it. And I guess we know where that ribbon is at, given the red mage actually survived.
As it has the life gas, and that makes total sense.
Yeah. Ribbon always goes on the life caster first. Life caster first, melee second, the pile of rocks you find on the floor third, your cousin's dog fourth, black mage seventh.
Now, Odoron does not have the key, so TFC is still TFC.
Yeah, that's fine.
That random fact that the chest in that C-shaped room, the door to get into it is locked by the Mystic Key for no obvious reason, as in the game vanilla, you would have to have the key to get there before you get here.
Yep.
It's
gotta have
there.
the key to get the TNT, to get the canal, to get out.
It is literally there just to mess with the randomizer. It was set there as a trap many, many moons ago, back in the 1980s.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was probably just a little bit of copied code that was just like, all right, here, door, copy, paste, go. All right, this is fine. Let's roll.
I mean, it's spaghetti. It works. It tastes good. You just have to keep putting sauce on it.
Yeah.
That's the code.
All right, 3 and 3 into Catfish's Maw. And if I recall, this is where the canoe is hiding at. Yeah, 3 Stelfo's chest in Catfish's Maw.
And she's carbonated. Thank you very much, Odoron.
We appreciate your service.
I really should just let you do that, as you are a representative member of Bubble Soda Company.
Yes.
To me, it's a meme. To you, it's life. As a kid, I always found the map wrapping around like this to be weird, but now knowing how the map actually works is like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting kit bash.
It's almost like realizing that all the vanilla levels or dungeons in Zelda, the original, actually are one big map and they jigsaw together. That's how they
Yes.
were able to get it to work in the small memory.
Yeah, the early NES games have so much interesting stuff done just because of the space limitations. I mean, it's kit bashy, it's janky, but it's really like it's really neat, just from a coding standpoint on how they did some of that stuff.
I will always remember the lore behind or Pokemon Silver and Gold. When they were developing the game, Satoru Iwata like stepped in and he figured out how to compress all the game assets, and they were able to fit literally twice the content into the same size of cartridge, which is why you got Johto and Kanto.
Yeah, it's always things like that that just it's just kind of neat. Some of the weird vagaries of the older video games, like making do with less. And there is the canoe for Asherin, so he can finally go get himself in the air.
Done with his little grind that he was left doing, having no other place that he felt he could go, and now has plenty of places to go. First things first, get the frickin' airship.
Yes. And for those who aren't familiar with Archipelago, having no checks you can do and just being kind of stuck, that is called being in BK mode. And yes, that is referencing Burger King. Because sometimes you just get so stuck and you're just waiting for something for so long, you have enough time to run out and grab Burger King. All right. Airborne time for Asherin. Asherin is currently sitting at 18 of the 32 shards.
I do find it interesting Asherin literally just went right over the top of both Volcano and Ice Cave.
It looks like he is heading to Onrak, probably.
Taking the longest route.
He may not be as familiar with the map as some people. I don't recognize his name from the community, and that being said, I haven't been paying nearly as much attention the past couple of months. Though he is doing fairly well. So,
Indeedly do.
even if he has only recently joined, he's putting on a pretty good show.
He is saving at the worst hotel in the game, so.
Yeah, the most pretentious hotel in the world. Oh, hey, and the bananas came up somewhere for TK. As Mr. Ibis pointed that out, and I did not notice.
The bushel
Hey, look,
of berries.
lobsters.
Well, seafloor and Topher isn't a thing, but seafloor and all of sea sure is.
Yeah. Well, Draun, getting some luck getting away from those things. I don't think Asherin has seen the horror that is the seafood party platter at this point.
Temper and fast going out, gonna go and bulk the dead black belt.
And just as a reminder for those in chat who aren't familiar or
Oh god,
haven't
Kraken
seen
has fast.
Anywho, the LADXR goals are any 6 instruments. For FFR, it is 32 shards and a short Topher.
I am sorry to interrupt you there, but that was very relevant.
And Wildham pointing out that TFC had the magic rod. I don't recall if that is strictly 100% necessary, but I know that it is very, very nice to have.
And in the party that's been ground up for the power of the black belt, the caster magic or casters made it through, and Kraken is dead. That is 4 shards available for Odoron, as this is a shard hunt. The 2 first fiends, Carry and Lich, are 2 shards, and you have the Sky Fiend, Tia, and Kraken, each worth 4 shards.
And it looked like just from when Othron went to his menu, he has 26 of the 32 shards left. He's got his loot. I'm not sure if he has his key yet. And even with short Topher, you do need the key.
I mean, he could have short tofu, just thin cut tofu.
I apparently have forgotten how to make my tongue work.
You're just preparing yourself for the day that you don't have to speak, because everything will be transmitted through thought waves.
That is a day of horror.
Now, I'm assuming since he's here, he actually did get the cube, or he got a hint saying where the cube was. He has the cube. Okay.
And it looks like Odron has hinted for the key. The key, or FFR player's key, is at 3 Zol, Stalfo's chest, Key Cavern.
And he now seems to have it in his supplies, as he has found the Wandering Eye, happily taking that fight.
And Pink Batman in chat pointing out that TK is only missing some nightmare keys in order to finish. That's, yeah, this could be getting real close here.
That would represent a substantial lead for Odoron and TK Ninja. But there is still so many item locations to check. We will not know until we find all items.
Yeah. And Pink Batman also pointing out in chat that 3 and 3 is in go mode if he knows how to skip the Dungeon 7 Nightmare Key door. Oh, and never mind, he's corrected that, saying that he needs at least 1 more Nightmare Key as well.
Oh my word, that is the eye tile for Escherun in C Sharknado bottom left.
Oh, so it's on the water tile. Oh wait, no, that's not the water tile. That is, I don't remember what tile that one is.
Regardless, it is the eye spotted and Blaze Snakes because Blaze.
Yes, Blaze and Fire 3 Sea Snakes because water wants to set you on fire.
Well, I mean, if the water is high enough pressure, it can be brought up to a high enough temperature that when you are exposed to it, not only does it sublimate itself, it breaks down into plasma and you burst into flames. You just have to put it at higher pressure so it doesn't vaporize or turn into plasma in that high heat. Hey, it's the Metal Slime pack with those Fire 3s from the shirt and the cast. That is a good chunk of experience in of itself. Now, what do you call this floor of sky? I always call it the spider floor.
I just call it Sky 2. It's just
Fair
easier
enough.
that way. It's shorter than calling it anything else. You know, it's 2 syllables versus anything else. Oh, are we gonna get to see bomb trigger here? Nope. It looks like 3 and 3 actually has the eagle key. I do have to say, Eagle's Tower is one of the more interesting dungeons in some of the earlier generations of Zelda games. not just Link's Awakening, but pretty much all of the early gen Zelda games. I personally really appreciate how they had the puzzle set up for this one, where you had to actually think about it for a bit.
As 3 and 3 continues climbing the tower, we have Sky 3 found with the check on Cece's Gambit. Coming up here. And of course, his teammate is currently dealing with Kraken, who did not cheap shot the black belt. At Xcal with the fast cast, and Temper's doing good work. And the calamari has been chopped. Now, Odin got Cece's Gambit and the free 4-pack, but did he actually go to the right to get the 6-pack? I don't remember if he did. I didn't think he did.
I think he did.
If he did it faster than I could pay attention. And I wouldn't doubt it.
Right, so it looks like Sky Palace 16, which is, I believe, that's one of the ones on the second floor, was the Power Gauntlet. So that's kind of a nice find right there.
Bonktastic.
Okay, I have, I believe, found in the logs where the 6-pack is. Verify 26, 30, 33, 31. That is Cece's Gambit.
Warmac, Nachos, and Warmac.
Again.
And Odoron is taking the fight.
So Sky Palace 23, which I believe is one of the greed checks. Boomerang.
I can imagine that's handy.
Sky Palace 21, Nightmare Key, Face Shrine. So yeah, Sky provides.
Warmac doesn't seem to have Nuke or Nuclear yet, but it does have Blizzard. And it also has Death.
Yeah, it has a giant pile of XP.
Hey, the Sky Dragon Queen has Thunder. Does very effective.
Bye-bye, Thief.
Black Belt has Fist. Does very effective. Honestly, Odoron is probably quite happy the Thief died there. The Black Mage doesn't need any more charges. The Thief doesn't need any more power. It's all about the Black Melt and the punches at this point.
Right, and 3 and 3, I'm not sure how he did it, but managed to get a floor on that Eagle fight, so he can just bomb it.
I do believe I saw this is actually a strat that is used in this game at some point. I believe it was a YouTube video that explained how it worked, but I forgot the mechanics of it.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. As a matter of fact, I think I've heard Pink Batman or, excuse me, my God, my brain just kind of melted on me here. I think I've heard Pink Batman talk about how to do it. Though, yeah, it seems that it might be a bad thing based off of how Pink Batman's talking about it. I'm not sure why that would be considered bad.
Masa in the left chest on the top, it is Warmech guarded. He did not have room for it, so he got the check on it before having to fight Warmech. He is no doubt going to take Warmech on, get that Masa, and be happy to have it.
Okay, and Pink Batman letting us know that Evil Eagle can be killed without being seen if there is no floor. So that's why it is not good. Okay.
I do love the fact that it looks like Link is moonwalking when facing the eagle.
And yes, that Masa, that is the vanilla Masa chest, like it within the game's internal memory system. That's the normal chest that would be on sky or on the sky floor, off in the middle of nowhere.
So just gotta point out, you gave them an Xcal +5 and a Masa +3.
Oops. Ah well. I also made everything else really nasty and ugly, so I regret nothing.
Well, we know that Warmech had Blizzard, but nothing really else. Lich 2 has Cure 4. What else
That's
is
always
where else?
that's kind of nice to see on Lich too. That means Chaos doesn't have it.
That Thief, being up as high as it is with that Masa, is doing very good damage.
Yeah, with these flags, thieves are set to 4% hit growth per level, which, that is higher than the black belt's 3%.
It may lack the raw strength that the Knight does or has for Asherin, but it does have more hits capability, which is even more amplified by Fast, doubling the hits. And just like that, only one more Fiend before the Chaos fight. Does Tia 2 have the ability to wipe the party for Draun?
Probably not. I mean, whilst the hit points are pretty good on this, they're 100 to or 100 to 250. The stats are middling at 80 to 180. And I know for a lot of people that's higher than normal. I'm used to playing on disturbingly stupid levels of scaling because I play dumb things.
You see, what you did was look at what From Software makes their games like and just say, I want my Final Fantasy 1 to be a FromSoft game.
No. I like being able to pause my games and walk away from things if needs be. But it looks like Draun is through Tiamat and is now pulling up to Chaos. All right, looks like we got a swing, we got a fast, we got a punch, we've got temper. All right, swing from the Ninja, 3 hits, 144, so Chaos, not so evasive, a little bit absorbent though. Punch comes out from the Ninja, 15 hits, 466. You're gonna want some more tempers on that, methinks. Nuke coming out from that, or is gonna be going out from that red mage. We got a punch, we got a swing. Punch comes out before the tempers go off, 14 hits, 279. Nuke comes out from the red mage, doing 151, a little bit of a low roll there. Lightning 2 coming out from Chaos, doing nothing but chip damage to the people who actually matter. 5 hits, 24 out of the Ninja. Temper going off as the last action, because of course so. All right, another nuke coming out. Didn't see the damage on that one. Whoops, 15 hits, 1055. Temper coming out after the swing. Swing from the Thief, 6 hits, 172. Thief is really not much more than a bladed meat shield here. Anyway, as you were saying.
I was just gonna comment in, more buffs going out and more nukes coming out, more swings getting the kill.
All right, and get 1G out because this is not done until TK Ninja is done. And this was set to automatically release all the items, so everything that was not opened by Draun is now being sent over.
I was gonna ask that because if it did not do something like that, he would literally just have to reset out having gotten the kill and continue locating item checks. So it's nice that he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, it's set to automatically do it at this point. There are you can set it to do it manually, where you actually have to specifically type into the client saying release, which if you're playing in a normal game, that's oftentimes the more polite way to do it, just because some games get real twitchy if they get too much stuff coming in. Meanwhile, we got a Warmech on Asherin's screen too.
Yep, he was just a bit earlier in the step encounters, or later in the step encounters, finding us a little further up the bridge, but got the Nacho, got the Warmech.
Looks like Warmech decided to take a nice long punch, or a nice swing at Asherin. Or not Asherin, at the Asherin's BB. I can speak, I swear it.
And taking the BB down, but hey, That's just more experience onto that X-Cal wielding knight that honestly is probably his better damage output at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Level 31 knight. I think level 30 on the black belt as well. So I mean, the black belt is getting real close to another break point.
27, so it is further back.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah. So that knight is gonna be doing much more damage than the black belt. I mean, especially if Asherin stops and grabs that Masa for him. All right, looks like TK, or not TK, it looks like, yeah, TK is just going to level 2 to get the last instrument he needs. I've forgotten the name of the boss on 3 and 3's side, but man, I always enjoyed fighting this thing.
Having never played any of the mobile Zelda games, I would not know any of the unique characters from them, so...
I would say that Link's Awakening and the DX version, that it's worth a play. I mean, there's also the remake version on the Switch, but that's a different beast entirely. I think that the old school Game Boy ones have a certain charm that just cannot be captured by that remake. I'm not saying the remake's bad. The remake in itself is pretty damn good, but it's a different game entirely.
For whatever reason, my brain is saying it has a certain je ne sais quoi, but I don't even know if that's accurate because I don't speak French.
Yeah. You can't hurt me as long as there are no corners in the... Oh, crap. You know what, Clown Genie, whatever you are, clown thing, you deserve it for being a clown.
Jen is down. Item acquired.
And that is the 6th instrument for TK. And I have not seen how close Asherin is to go, but I know he's got to be getting kind of close. Let's see if he actually stops and checks his... or stops long enough for me to actually see. Wildham is saying he should have all his shards, so it would be in go mode as well. And based off the fact that he just hit the inn and is now heading to Toph, yeah, probably.
Interesting that he would do that instead of spending that house that's in his inventory, but hey, take the stop either way. And take the Masa, which he is most definitely going to want to have for the Chaos fight.
Just going to toss away a bunch of stuff right now.
Both racers in the Final Fantasy Randomizer seed getting the double Warmech fight. We approve.
Delicious, delicious robot chickens.
Double patty burger.
Yep, and TK Ninja is in the egg right now, going through the specific maze, which I can't remember the specific locations. I know that as long as you don't check the book in the library, it's always going to be the same.
Does the game have a trigger that randomizes it based on that check, or?
Yeah, it changes it based off of if you actually look at the book. If you don't look at the book, it stays what it is in vanilla.
Interesting.
Left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. Thank you, Mr. Ibis. All right, TK Ninja getting through the blob phase with the powder, nice and easy.
Ashrin having a momentary misclick, getting out of the ROM.
Whoopsie.
There's one clown gym done for 3 and 3, as Ashrin is going through carry 2. Realistically, for this whole flag set, they're not that far behind.
Yeah, no, this is a really close race right now. As 3 and 3 is grabbed, it looks like his 6th instrument. So yeah, he's just gotta, get to the egg and get done.
That knight doing work for Ashrin, 9 hits, almost 1100 damage.
So yeah, level 34 knight with an X-Cal +5, that's gonna do some big damage. But TK has taken out the last of the nightmares and is climbing his way up to the Windfish. So with that, get your GGs out in chat for Team 2 Swords Drawn, coming in with an official time of 1:43:31. So GGs to both of them. I am going to pull them on up from for an interview in just a moment. Hello, gentlemen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
So with that, you have evened it up to 1-1.
Yeah, we're hoping to push this to game 3.
I'm always in for a game 3.
Have to say, the long wait to get the canoe must have felt really annoying
Yeah,
from the Final Fantasy Randomizer side.
it wasn't great, but you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, it is what it is. It happens.
Was there any items that TK Ninja was waiting for at any one point, out of curiosity?
That
I think I was waiting
feather.
on Feather just for a little bit.
That
And
was
then
just
after
putting
that,
in
it
the
was
work.
really just trying to get to the flippers to get to the canoe.
Yeah, the feather, which was hiding in the dwarven closet with the ocarina as well.
Yeah, I felt bad about forgetting to check that earlier.
It all worked out in the end there.
Yeah, it all came out in the wash. That's all that matters. Because, yeah, right now we got 3 and 3 on his final boss fight. We've got Ashrin fighting Chaos right now. So, yeah, this one came out to be a lot closer than we kind of thought it was going to be initially, but that's also because you got 2 FFR folks in the booth trying to figure out how far somebody is along in LADX, and we're like, I don't know. It's done a lot of things.
I can at least be happy that you have some experience with this game at all, Aid.
I was on my way to D8 there for a second until Draun finished, and then he gave me my D2 boss key, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot faster. So I changed routes up.
Yeah, let's go not there. Yeah, this will be easy. All right.
Did Ashrin have... Oh.
I was going to say, Ashrin has just finished up.
Oh, nice.
Giving 3x3 or 3 and 3, all this stuff, whilst he's in the final fight. Auto forfeit right before the last hit lands. Oh my god.
You just gotta time it right.
Just getting some Zols as well. Or gels. Forget, Zols are the larger ones, gels are the babies.
Yeah, those are the larger ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You were right the first time.
The best way to troll your LADX partner.
All right, but get your GGs out in chat for excuse me, Wild Races or RacesWild. I can't remember which way it is, coming in with an official race time of 1:47:13. So GG's to them, and I'm gonna pull them on up. Asherin, 3x3 GG's.
GG.
Thank you. GG's.
That
It was
was
a well-run
not a
race
fun
from
feed.
y'all.
I gotta know how much sooner did they have the canoe than we did?
A lot.
Yeah, they had a decent amount earlier. Odron hinted for it fairly early on.
We had the hint, but I didn't have a key for D5, and I didn't want to hint for a small key. But eventually we
Oh.
gave in. It was a
I got
bad
really
choice.
lucky in finding the one I found.
Man.
I will admit, having seen both sides happen, you were silly close, even though you didn't get access to the airship early enough to find the grind that Odoron had.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a beautiful grind.
Steak and wings into blue steak off of a very short run.
Nice. Yeah, I had to
I'm
make do with the
surprised you went
Earthgate
with a
grind.
fighter instead of a thief.
I don't know. I feel a slight attachment to fighter. I usually go fighter thief. I don't really run black belt, even though they're super powerful. I just typically dive into Tower of Fiends Revisited at a much lower level, so it's hard for me to justify the extra grind for black belt. But it definitely has its place. It took a beating for me this seed.
Well,
Yeah,
got
but you
that
also found
X-Cal.
that. I was about to say that X-Cal +5 came up, and that put in real good work for you.
Oh yeah,
There's a +5. I didn't even want to look at it when I found it.
So the encounter table early.
Yeah, how about those wolves?
Oh god,
Oh my goodness,
they
cremate.
were awful. Death
Jeez.
Touch Wolves, Blazed.
Which as well.
Oh, yeah, it was rough. I could not believe how many times I was just getting party wiped. I was like, this is rough.
See, was it scorpions that had damage poison?
Yes, scorpions and lobsters.
Oh,
Oh, those sea snakes.
Yes, the sea snakes who were obsessed with fire.
Fire Theory into Blaze? Mm.
Oh man.
Then the hags. Those were fun on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early game was just awful
It
in
wa-
FFR.
Yes, it really was. I was hoping it wasn't just me, but I was just like, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
no,
I was
I
running
rolled-
through it, I'm like, you're probably running into these unless you're getting super good luck. So I'm just going to hope that we're still on par.
I rolled crash fires a lot. You're welcome.
Mm.
But no, this was a good race to watch. If you watch it back, I apologize for the lack of LADX commentary because I've only played vanilla original LAD or Link's Awakening, not LAD. LAD like a dragon. No, wrong game. Anywho,
right?
yeah, I only played the original Link's Awakening, like the old buggy Game Boy one. Not so much.
This one's still pretty buggy, don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, so I wasn't quite able to make good, concise commentary on the Link's Awakening side, but it was still very enjoyable to watch overall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Me
Same
too.
here.
I'm looking forward to seeing Game 3. This was a really good race.
Gotta say, Pink Batman in chat, you've helped a lot. We appreciate it.
Indeed. So have y'all got figured out when you're going to have race 3, or you got to figure that out still?
We gotta figure it out.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet.
It's a fair cop. It's a fair cop. Well, I don't really have much more in the way of questions because my brain's already kind of half broken. Fabian, you got anything else you want to ask him?
Unless I could get a course on everything to know about the Zelda randomizer, so I know what to say next time about it. Otherwise, no. I think we just saw a very good and very tight race, all things considered, and I appreciate all the entertainment that y'all provided.
Appreciate you guys taking the time to commentate on it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
for
having
sure.
Yeah,
us.
thank you guys.
Yeah, no, I love commentating, so this is it's just fun for me. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and go for final thoughts. So Otron, TK, you guys got any final thoughts?
I liked all the hints that I found in the library.
Did you?
The
I didn't check it all.
Well, I found 3
library
hints that
providing
telling me that
information?
Marin was in the village. A hint
Oh,
that told
okay.
me the animals were in the animal village, and 2 hints that the egg was on top of the mountain.
That's why I don't check the library.
It was absolutely useless in every way.
Got it. So the library was full of slow clap hints.
Pretty much. Not much else to do when you have the boots and you don't have anything to run into for the first like 5 minutes. But
Yeah, I
checking
spent my
all of
time
those, nothing
fighting the
happening.
Dream Cave.
Ah, okay.
I'm really hoping our game 3 isn't a forced black belt for the 3rd time in a row.
I know, right?
I can't blame you on that one. 3 and 3, Asherin, you guys got any final thoughts?
Oof.
I mean, it was a great race, so it was a rough start for sure. I think both of us were struggling to figure out what our route was going to be.
Yeah, well, my side cracked open pretty fast, but we knew right away that we had to find that canoe, and next time I'm going to hint for that small key right away. But of course, the first small key hint was useless, so we had to hint for it twice. But
Oh,
Yeah, that one was rough because it's like your small key is in Sky Fortress, and I'm like, can't get there.
oh.
yeah, but I'm looking forward to game 3. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's
Gonna
gonna
be
be
a good
great.
one.
All right. Well, if you like what you saw tonight, well, give the runners a follow. I think they deserve it for putting on such an entertaining race for us and for putting up with my garbage. Additionally, if you're interested in the Final Fantasy Randomizer, you can find more information on that at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. That's where you'll find a link to the wiki, you'll find a link to the Discord, and both of which are full of information to help people out. And I am not sure what the LADXR website is. Would one of you gentlemen care to mention that?
I think we just have the Discord.
Just the Discord,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So Google it. That's kind of what it boils down to. And
Pretty much.
yeah. Yeah. But with that, I have been Hate the 13th, joined in the booth by Fabian Hawk with, excuse me, Mr. Ibis and Wildham doing the tracking for us. And I will bid you all a good evening.